Hi everyone, it's Nick the Gardener. Just enjoying the back garden and the bees. There's quite a few on this jasmine. I'm loving it. The petals dropping off quite quickly now. Foxgloves just going over. Peony's gone over. The Wigelia, whatever we call it, didn't flower this year because I chopped it back quite harshly last year. And yeah, it needs another trim back this year really, keep it in check. So yeah, most of the foxgloves have gone over, but the echinops are coming out soon. Achillea is flowering, and there's a couple of hoverflies around here. I don't know if you can see them. I've got a tray of beans and squash and melons and what have you. Just enjoying the sunshine as well, and a little hoverfly there. Yeah, so these are just sort of hardening off, ready to go to the allotment. A cell-set nasturtium's doing okay, and there's a dahlia popped up behind it, which is quite surprising due to the winter that we just had. And these are my bush beans, Pongo bush beans from Bill and Val, and got some decent sized beans on there. Look at that one. So what I'm going to do, that's really long, what size is that? Yeah, I'm going to save these really because I didn't have a really good germination. I've got probably about 10 plants in total, so I don't want to eat all the beans and not have any left to save for next year. So I might eat a few, but I'm going to save most of those for next year's seed. I'm talking about Bill and Val, hoping that this is Minnesota midget melon. If not, it's an Emir F1. But I do have some more Minnesota midget melons coming along in the greenhouse. Sorry about my shadow, by the way. Down here, got some celery planted out now. The stuff over here, what I said didn't do very well because of slugs and stuff, wasn't exactly true. It was all chard and spinach and stuff, so that's all bolted. Didn't really get a chance to grow, really, to be honest, before it bolted. So yeah, replaced it with some spare celery. And my loganberries and raspberries are doing alright. Kale, curly kale, it's supposed to be a dwarf, but it's actually taller than the Cavolo Nero. Oh, I've got cauliflower, I just noticed that actually, coming in there. That's good to see. I've got some cabbages hearting up here, and I had some broccoli. And I had a few missions last year for this year, and that was to get some broccoli, because Meadow loves it. So that's one mission accomplished, because I've had quite a bit of broccoli this year. And the next one was cucumbers. I'll show you those in a minute. But this outdoor tomato, which is a piccolo, well I hope it's a piccolo, is from a shop saved tomato, so it wasn't a bought one, like from a garden centre. So we'll see if it turns out to be a true piccolo or not. I was a bit gutted because there's a flower truss on here and it snapped off in the wind the other day. Got to remove this flowering spinach because it's a F1. I'll get Julia to have this leaves. Let's move it out of the way, show you the beast of the kale, and I should have staked it. I tried to stake it a little bit, but the ground was a bit hard, so I couldn't get it in, and it's fallen over. Kind of rested on my tomato there. That would be about a good 3-4 foot tall if it was standing up. So the peas here, they've pretty much gone over now, so I'm saving all of these for seed. And it'll be quite good to get them out of the way, because then I'll get a bit more sun on my little greenhouse here. And I've got some more sowings of stuff in here, so January King cabbages and Primo cabbages. Some, what's in here? This is broccoli organic, so I thought I'd have a go at some bigger ones because those last ones did well. But the rest of my onion seed, I just banged them all in there because I've lost them all to the allium leaf miner. So in here, a Romanesco cauliflower, and some turnips and stuff in there. And this is, I've got it written on there somewhere, and I have. Oh, Swede, there's some Swedes in there. And I think in here, oh, that's something else now, I can't remember what it is, but it's labelled. Actually quite trying to get better at labelling. So in here are my cucumbers. I've got a little one in here. I think these 3 in here are market more, but I've been eating them, or I should say Meadow's been eating them quite small. There's a couple growing on there. I don't know if you can remember, I had my other cucumber, which was the Socrates F1, which had the poorly stem. Well, because I noticed on my pumpkins that the root was trying to come out the stem up here into the soil, I just buried the stem. I took a couple of leaves off and buried the stem, and it's picked up and it's recovered. And yeah, I've got a couple of little cucumbers on there, so I'm well chuffed about that. So if you do have problems with your cucumbers at the base of the stem, I think what happened is basically a slug had eaten it and it was just dying, so I just bury it, and hopefully it'll root out again and recover. So that's I'm really happy about that. Really good little tip. So my peppers all doing really well. Some of them are starting to ripen now. These black ones in here going green, look. So that's good. They're not very big, but it's my first ever growing of peppers. This one down here is still sort of yellowish. We've got 3 green ones on here. We've got lots of green ones at the back there. But yeah, they're all doing really well. And probably I've grown too many really. I've actually got 3 marigolds, which I thought I'd only got 1, but I've got 3 actually, so that's good. And these are my melons, which are actually labelled. And some more chilies here. But star of the show, the tomatoes really. So it's a bit sunny, but they're pretty much almost at the roof already. I'll go a bit lower down. You can see some of the fruit ripening up and that. So these are sun golds. This one's sun gold as well, and that's a sun gold in here. But I've got piccolo and zucchero as well. But yeah, I've got a few tomatoes ripening, and been putting 5 or 6 in Meadow's lunchbox. So just getting a nice little trickle at the moment, but that truss there is pretty much fully loaded. And yeah, we're just getting loads. Well, we will be getting loads, but just a nice little trickle at the moment. And touch wood, and I had no problems with them yet. Just have to keep removing these little side shoots a bit late in the day, but I just normally pinch them off and chuck it on the bottom. So I've been chopping and dropping, chopping all of these. I don't know if that's good for tomatoes or not, but that's what happens in nature. When the leaves fall off a plant, they just fall down to the ground near the plant and rot down, and that was what creates a perfect environment for the crops to grow the next year. So yeah, it's all looking good in here. Potatoes out here are looking pretty good. Started to flop over and go a bit mental now. But we had a bit of a rain last night, so that's good. We will need to be harvesting another pot of potatoes out of there soon. The carrots over there, not doing too bad. Some of them have gone to seeds, so I pulled them out. But generally, really happy with how everything's going. A little pensman's flower in here. I've got some pears on the pear tree as well this year. I don't know if you can see it now, try and zoom in a bit. Point to where they are. Oh, I don't know, you might be able to see them. It's a bit, oh yeah, there they are. And then there's a few more there. So it's a family pear tree. There's 2 different types. There's Conference on one side and William Christ on the other. And there's one William Christ, what I can see just there. They're really nice. So I'll zoom back out. That's better. Sorry. So yeah, really happy with how everything's growing. Thank you to all my subscribers. So I did actually get, these are my little pot of carrots, which that's only a tiddler, that one. But I did pull one out, and it did have carrot root fly. But they're not bad sized carrots. Considering that's the length of the pot. They've grown pretty much down to the bottom, if you can see that. That's pretty good. Might as well pull the last few out. Oh. I'm not going to say nothing about that. But yeah, hope everyone's enjoying the gardens. Look, fuchsia's just about to flower. But yeah, sun is there and it's all good.